achieve. For example, in autopilots, in auto navigation in aircraft, we have achieved a level of autonomy already. Can we do something like that in agriculture? Can we grow food autonomously? This is a hypothesis that we want to validate, we want to question this. We want to formulate this and see. In this direction, we have some work. That's what I'm going to provide. And the other research question is, can optimization of input be formulated as a goal in reinforcement learning? And reinforcement learning is a game type of a problem approach where we learn the environment and we try to optimize one particular goal. We want to see if we can formulate this agriculture problem and the reinforcement learning problem. And we also want to see whether the solution can be replicable, scalable, and modular. And we want to see if we can realize basically in terms of food supply chain, we want to see if we can shrink the first mile and the last mile and just have just the last mile. Can we have this being food produced in the backyard, balcony, rooftop, and open farms? This is the type of hypothesis that we want to validate. In this direction, we have tried to do some work. That's what we're going to discuss. So we present AutoGrow. It is a system of automated greenhouse control that seamlessly integrates biological food production greenhouse with an IoT-based system. So this is the highlights of our system are this. We have used a big irrigation system, and we have 3 configurations as part of our setup. We have vertical farming, hydroponics at open field. It is a small lab that we have set up at IIITB, not from any agricultural institutes. For the first time we have set up a small lab at IIITB and to try to evaluate this. We want to, as we said, we have to pick up 2 parameters of irrigation, nutrient dosing, and formulate it as an adaptive nonlinear control of inputs. Look at this as a control problem. It is a multi-input, multi-output problem, which is a non-linear adaptive control. This can be realized using reinforcement learning, is what we want to research upon. So this is the architecture. If you look at AI/ML solutions, we hear about a macro level in their definition of what it should be and how the solution should be. We have gone into the nuts and bolts of it and we try to solve the problem, both in terms of setting up system for acquiring the data, pre-processing the data, and applying the insights from the AI/ML algorithm, feeding back the control part of it. So we try to complete the whole cycle of an AI solution into AI as a use case, agriculture as a use case. In this case, we have instrumented polymers with all the sensors. We have these primary sensors, NPK sensor, soil moisture, pH, temperature, humidity, and level sensors. So these are standard available sensors. And then we use Raspberry Pi and Arduino, the hardware, very open source hardware boards. We have used them to act as a data logger, and we have Arduino as a controller. We have then this data is transferred to ThinkSpeak, which is cloud, IoT cloud. Then the data is downloaded. We have the analytics engine. Basically, this is where the core AI is. We have built an analysis engine where we try to determine the control parameters of irrigation and nutrient dosing. So this analysis engine will help us determine what is the gap delta between what is required and what is already there. We'll discuss about it. This provides the control input, so which means the whole cycle of the solution is as a use case is complete. This is cloud infrastructure, and we use drip irrigation. I think you are very aware of this. So drip irrigation, it's non-plastic. It's a fiber. Dr. Ashwath has been working on this. He's coming to try to come up with a big constitution which will stay for at least 6 months. Just the fabric will disintegrate. They have tried to come up with a material which will last for 6 months here. So this is the lateral pipes, and then this. Yeah. So we have used brick irrigation, and it saves up to 80% of water efficiency as compared to even drip irrigation. We have used this part, and this is an animation of the lab setup that we have. So we have an open farming, we have a vertical setup, and hydroponic setup. So this is the 3 combinations that we have set up here. This is more for experimental purposes. We have set this up. We want to try all the 3 configurations This is a schematic diagram of what we have done. So basically we have water tank and a solution mixing tank, nutrient tank and an acid tank. We have this tank and we have solenoid valves which will try to deliver based on the need. The need is determined based on the algorithm. So we have a mixing tank here, and this flows through all the configurations, the vertical setup, the hydroponic setup, and open farming, and all of them is collected, and we have a collection residual reservoir as well. And this reservoir pumps back the water to the mixing tank. What would be the sensors are here, and these sensors detect the senses the environment, and the algorithm, based on algorithm, these valves open. So it's a complete feedback system. There is no loss of water at all. It's a closed loop system. There is no loss of water. As the water circulates to the system, we use AI ML algorithms to ensure that the right amount of nutrient is delivered to the plants. So this is the structure of the biological system. As I said, we want to try to solve this problem atomically, but comprehensively. We try to do the end-to-end solution as a small use case and see if it can be scaled up. We just built a greenhouse here. This is the configuration. One is the vertical, this is hydroponic, and this is the mixing tank. In the mixing tank is on top, through the pipes, the water gets delivered, the nutrient mix and water gets delivered. Again, it gets collected in the reservoir, it's pumped back. So this is we use grow bags and delivery pipes, and this is these are the wigs here, and you see this just pops up out of the ground. And the other advantage here is there is no wastage of water due to siphoning action. It just moist. There is no flooding of water. It is just moisture. There is right amount of irrigation that is provided, and this is the hydroponic setup. This is the actual thing that we have grown here. One advantage of this is it's completely automated control. There is no information at all. So 6 to 8 days, it just it's in a loop, and the algorithm works. It continuously keeps irrigating and providing the nutrition based on the algorithm output. So this is the AMD solution. This is again the interdisciplinary part. The solutions were given by our IHR collaborators. We use this combination. And this is our IoT subsystem. This is a visual representation. I am not going to talk about the technicalities in the interest of time. I'm going to talk about the functional part of it. We have a system with all the sensors wired together. Of course, we had it on a breadboard. In the next version, we have it on a printed circuit board. We have got the next version. So this is the IoT hardware system, and for this schematic diagram. In the software architecture, this is one part of it is a control flow. Control flow algorithm is completely designed by us. We have a race-device and visualization platform, and then this is we talk to the crowd, and we have a sensor hub, and we have a controller software, and we have a control dashboard. We provide a nice dashboard. This is a complete software architecture of the system. This is a control flow. Again, I will not get into the details. This, in a nutshell, in summary, it senses the sensors which sense the environment, and based on the output of the control algorithm, the solenoid valves will keep opening. The advantage here is this can be programmed. The interval in which the nutrient and irrigation is provided can be programmed. Typically, otherwise it is once in a day or twice a day. In this case, we can program. Basically, it's a sampling rate. We can make it 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. We are trying to different combinations of time. Again, that's a hyperparameter which can be tuned. That itself can be learned. We can the algorithm can decide how frequently the test should be done. So this is a system log of data. So we have built it completely in Python, open source system. So this is all the parameters that we have here. This is the log of all the parameters that we have measured. Here, in the results part, we want to know if the algorithm works, the algorithm is as good as the quality of data that we collect. So we try to do some tests or to find the sensitivity of the sensors. Of course, we do not have any commercial industry grade sensors. All of the sensors that we got was from Amazon and things like that. So we wanted to check what is the sensitivity of the sensors. So we try to do pH in hard water. You can see we try to put in soft water and hard water, which means we try to check the sensitivity. And even moisture sensors, each of the sensors we try to check for the sensitivity. And then this is the NPK part of it. We did NPK in soft water, hard water, and soil. So we have seen that, of course, this was validated by our experts from IHR. So we then also try to do some temperature part of it. So these are the results. These are the saplings that we had, and if you see, this is the crop that we grown. So this is what we have grown, and this is completely automated. And one thing we observed, I do not know, this was in a shade net environment. We did not find any leaf with any problem. So I don't know if it was because the input side being regulated, we did not even have a single black spot or a hole in it. So it was completely pest free. We do not know whether we need to run it again by the experts here. So this is what we grew. This is completely autonomously grown. From the point of putting the sapling, we grew it for 45 to 60 days, and we chose lettuce as the first crop because we want to minimize the variables. We want to take a crop which can be grown in the least amount of time. That is where we will IHR Dr. Ashwat advised us to go for lettuce. We did this part, and conclusion in future work, we realized the data sensing and logging system for auto grow. So the hypothesis that we can grow food autonomously is been validated to a certain extent, but there's a lot more to do here. And we have successfully completed 3 crops of lettuce. We now have even the algorithm we have used hard thresholds for the control function. In the subsequent phase, we want to propose realizing control function to reinforcement learning. As I said, auto navigation. We have given hard thresholds on how much clear water and how this is given by the scientists, agriculture scientists. But we want to ensure that algorithms reinforcement learns by itself. And at the next step, we will be setting up in an open environment as our plan. So these are the references, and we gracefully acknowledge the funding of this project from CIET, Government of Karnataka, and we also gracefully acknowledge and thank NIFTEM for providing us with an opportunity to present our work. I would like to thank Ministry overall, and having this, we are orthogonal actually. We are researchers coming into agriculture university, that itself shows the foresight and thinking of Dr. Ministry overall. It's going to be highly interdisciplinary now. That way, moving way forward, it's going to be highly interdisciplinary. So with this, we have just scratched the surface, but from a 1,000 feet level, we've gone down to the 15 feet level. We try to formulate a hypothesis. We have done experiments, we conducted. The results are very encouraging. I said we have just scratched the surface. There is much more to do. I think all you students here, I think you have got enough to do. We have got an ocean of opportunities, I would say. We should really take this forward. We look forward to collaborating and see how this can be taken forward. With this, I end my talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. I really am very impressed that these technologies are available and our farmers can grow any kind of fruits and vegetables anywhere in any season. So it will be completely unaffected by the climate change. So it really justifies the work that is required in this food processing area for climate change. Now I would like to invite our next eminent speaker, Professor Rahul Kataria. So, Professor Rahul Kataria is working in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Delhi Technological University, Delhi. He is one amongst the Young Research Scientist awardee received from Japan, BRICS Young Scientist 2020 from Russia, and He is also in the top 2% scientists for 4 consecutive years, awarded by Stanford University, USA. So we have such an eminent person with us. So I would not like to take much time and keep more time for his speech. So with this, I invite Professor Rahul to deliver his talk. Sir.
Very good afternoon to all. I'm very thankful to NIFTEM. I'm very thankful to Director Sir, all the faculty, staff, students, front-end people, the back-end people. I will not take so much of time because of the lunch time is very closer. So I will discuss what exactly going on in this era, AI, IoT, blockchain, and how the agriculture and this food technology can be benefited with this technology. So here I am, this is me, I'm giving you the short profile that we are very open, my lab is very open to each and every domain. We are working on healthcare analytics, to the climate change and the disaster management and the food technology. We are working in various areas. And this is my short description that I have been the top 2% scientist in by the Stanford. I was the young scientist in BRICS, Russia. I was also the young scientist in Sakura Science Exchange Program. I went to the Tokyo. I was there in New Zealand too for 1 month. So over there we explored various scenarios of the climate change. So we analyze the soil, the moisture. The New Zealanders are basically worried about that any sudden earthquake can come. So we provided the prediction. As a data scientist, my responsibility was to give the sometimes very closer prediction that when the next earthquake can come and all. Similarly, they are very worried about their rivers. So we were there to solve their problem. We discussed where the problem they are dominant. So this is my team which is working in various areas. You can say the online social networks, hate speech, you can say the fruit wine recommender system we proposed. Dr. Garima Gupta, she is right now in the US. So sometimes for people we are taking the alcohols. For example, the red wine or white wine. Which type of food we should take? So that research was done by us, and we published a good paper in this. So similarly, the people are not aware of which type of food we should take in breakfast or in a lunch with this this type of liquid, or at the evening what type of food I should avoid. So we provided such type of recommender system using the AI means to analyze the personality and the behavior. Similarly, healthcare prediction with the surrounding environment. Similarly, we are working on the online social network like hate and speech, you can say. The flood prediction, we are also working in that with the various government agency. We are also working in various, the analysis part with the student point of view. And we are working with the autism reduction. This is again disorder which is basically from 0 to 5, 0 to 7-year-old kids. And we are working on the IoT and the blockchain, the cybersecurity one. So we are very open to each and every, because AI and the computer science is everywhere. So some of the project which I really completed, this is the DTU-NSM, that is National Supercomputing Mission. This is the top tier Honorable Prime Minister project. I am planning to set up a supercomputer in my DTU. I am the nodal officer for the North India. So even though I executed a 1 week of the program for that, because day by day our data is increasing. So we are not aware of which type of machine we need. For example, you have millions of images. So how to execute? Your single laptop can't execute. So we are trying to set up that machine so that not my university, but even the Northern Indian students can be, or the faculty can be benefited. Similarly, I completed one project in the university that in the pandemic time, the travelers were very worried that where to go, which state I should go in a run time. So whether I should move, for example, we are here, I have to go to Kerala at a particular state, a particular location. So whether should I, it be beneficial for me to go over there or not? So we completed this project in pandemic with the help of Government India and the aims, and we collected various data. So, and even we are working with the Samsung to analyze similarly sometimes we have skin problem. So now coming time the cameras will be come with the such of a feature that what type of acne problem you have in the skin and all. So we are over there. So this is you can see we granted the patents. The first patent is in the right hand side. This is in our lab. This is the rover which we designed to predict the disease in a plant. The rover will move in the right hand picture I'm talking about. The rover automatically moves in the field and it will detect which type of disease that plant has. Even the underground, it will scan the from the root, then it will come to stem, then it will come to the leaf. It will scan, give the entire detail of the plant. Just limitation is there because whatever we are doing, the limitation is always there because of the length and because we can't measure some facts for a long tree, but the rover which we designed in our lab for the plant. And in the left hand picture that is published, not granted, but you can see this is the machine which we designed in our lab. Whenever we see the oil is spread on the sea pan. So what this machine is doing, it is collecting the oil from the sea in the one container. Second container it is collecting the garbage. In third container it is for example, if some fish and any animal is coming, it will catch and throw it back to the sea. It means we are respecting the animals. So what we are trying to do, we are collecting the crude oils or any of the point which will not be beneficial for the human and the animals. So we designed this. This is my university. Those who are not aware of the DTU is the entity of our own. This is the legacy of the system. This is our core value. This is my front gate and the DTU. So this is our ranking. If you see, and this is just a scenario I am giving. So any idea of the supply chain you are aware, because we have already covered so many things in this conference, the supply chain. So because supply chain, how the AI can be helpful, because in our traditional method we are just tracking whether the product has been reached to the particular location or not. But AI is now coming in the picture where the humans are not there. The product is delivered without the intervention of the human. So that is why we are targeting including the AI in the various forms. So we are, if we are using the AI, so what we are getting, the consumers, the sales, the procurement, the suppliers, the manufacturing, the warehouses. So how the product from for example, if we are applying the AI into the agriculture, from the seed to the in our plate. So what is how the journey was there. So we are tracking that mechanism with the help of AI. Lots of startups, lots of initiatives have been taken by the government, and I will give you some more examples. So these are some supply. SCM stands for the supply chain management. So these are the AI. The first one where we have lots of the horizontal and vertical of this AI, the IoT, the sensors, the blockchain, whatever we designed in our lab, the computer vision, AI, sensors that were designed. I have not described the circuit board and all in that because I made this pretty very journal. I have not included any algorithm, I have not included any model, any programming in this PPT. So I just give the general example of what we are doing, and we are trying to solve the real problems, whatever we are facing in this world. So the big data analytics, because we need high processing units, high processing machines, whatever data we have. And predictive analytics, definitely what we want exactly at the end. Whether my product is delivered on the time, whatever plan we have right now, it will grow with more fruits, with more colors in the flowers. For example, flower industry is there. So there are so many predictions will be there in that scenario. The supply chain is very, very important for that. So how the AI will be helpful when we are applying to the industry. Lots of, you can say deep learning is there. If you are aware of the deep learning technology is there, then you can apply. So AI is what? Those who are very new to the AI, those who are planning to apply in AI your projects, those who are doing your projects in AI. So AI is where you can apply those artificial mind to the machine, because as a human we know we came to this auditorium and we are sitting in this place, but giving the order to the robot or machine will need some command, some mechanism, some protocol, and some pseudocode is required. So that is why AI is very, very helpful. So we are surrounded by these fancy terms, deep learning, machine learning, like AI. So AI is surrounded by basically the deep learning is there. Google is itself is using the Python and the deep learning approaches in every way. So how and we can apply the AI in a supply chain. So you can see the AI is demanding in the forecasting something and the delivery logistic. And for example, if you are delivering some product from Amazon, so you can see that whenever if you see the warehouse and the deliverable approach, then definitely you can see the analysis part of the Amazon. So this is the approach of how the AI, you can see the delivery and accuracy from the initial to the last real-time monitoring. You can analyze with this fact. Yes, of course, I have a short of time, so I will quickly jump to the what we are doing. So IoT, we are using the IoT tool. So you can see the supply chain management, the real-time tracking, whatever product, whatever food you are dispatching, you can track down. You can inventory management, you can apply with the IoT. The fleet management, customer experience, you can enhance. So there are lots of examples you can see with the help of the AI approach. So these are some crucial phases of IoT we are using. There are lots of deep structure, but I'm just giving a quick overview that how it looks like, because most of the people are saying IoT, blockchain, AI, these are fancy terms, but it requires some deep knowledge of it. So blockchain, I'm just giving you the blockchain is what data is decentralized. No one is the master of that data. So that's the part of the blockchain. So these are some applications of the blockchain. So these are the advantages of blockchain. I will not execute this video, but I will not. I will just skip it because it was in the shortage of time. This is the case study of Walmart. It is the first company who used the blockchain in their agriculture and the food delivery system. So you can see that how the supply chain and the results for delivering the product from initial to the last level they executed. So these were the outcomes. The traceability, safety, and the efficiency of that particular. Similarly, another case study which discussed in the Church Brothers farms. They have a long farms, and what were their outcomes? These were the outcomes of their study. So there are lots of applications. You can see the of the AI. So weather forecasting integration, soil crop health monitoring innovations, definitely. And genomics of soil. So what was the history of last 10 years? We can track down. And the farming apps are there. I was in New Zealand, then farmer was sitting in the home, and that farmer was using this mobile phone to cover their field with the, for example, the the heavy forecast or a snow is there, they are using the AI-enabled devices to cover that. So there are lots of applications in this approach. So you can see this is a Indian-based company which is using the IoT and the blockchain in their technology. So how to deliver, how to catch original products and deliver to a place. So these are the companies. This is a role of you can see the in the agriculture. So challenges, lots of challenges are also there. Trading the model and the hardware and software is also a crucial part. And these are the facts. So these are my achievements. These are my publications in AI. So I have represented India 4 times at the New Zealand, the Tokyo, the Russia, and the London. So these are some, because I'm working in the area of AI. So these are this is I'm standing in the Queenstown, the second part, where people are very worried about the New Zealanders are worried about their the earthquake and their rivers are blue, but they are still worried about that in next coming 10 years how the structure of their rivers will be. So this is me, and thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Please take your seat. And I am really very glad to know that there are so many things that are being done in the field of agriculture and ETU also. We will definitely look for some collaborative things where we can definitely incorporate these technologies for the supply chain in food processing as well. Now we have come to the panel discussion part of this technical session 5, and for that I would like to invite Mr. Vignesh Managaran. He is the moderator for the panel discussion. Along with him, we have 4 more panelists. Dr. Ramesh sir, Dr. Jagadish from Gentron, Bangalore, Dr. V.E. Nambi, Associate Professor from NIFTEM Tanjavur, and Dr. Prasanna Kumar G.V., Professor from NIFTEM Kundli. So I will briefly introduce our moderator. Please welcome all of them. We can give a round of applause. So I would like to introduce Mr. Vignesh as an alumni of IIM Bangalore. He has come with the leadership experience of 17 years in varied fields, starting from management consulting, after-market service, strategic planning, business building and operation improvement. Currently, he is focusing on building and growing the contract manufacturing business units, offering private labeling service, bulk supplies of finished product and packing as a service to more than 100 customers. Offering a plug-and-play solution for brands, retailers and food processors. He is also involved in building iGrade, an AI-powered technology solution for SAM that brings transparency, quality and simplifies transaction in the agri-trade business of dry commodities. So I would hand over the stage to him with a request that let us limit as our director sir has another appointment and he wants that things should be finished in maybe next 20 minutes or so. So kindly, we really feel sorry for this sort of time, but anyway, I think Mr. Vignesh will do the justice on this. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Firstly, pleasure to be in this discussion today, this August panel. So this is the timing of the discussion is also fairly apt with the topic. In the supply chain, typically whatever happens prior to the supply chain in the production side, the customer does expect the product to be delivered on time. So we'll also try to close the discussion as quickly as possible. Firstly, a quick round of introductions. Professor Ramesh, I think he gave a wonderful talk on how technology is being applied in agriculture. I will not go into details in this introduction. I think people might be forgiven for mistaking there in a computer science sugar beet cultivation in southern India. I'll just pick a few points. And he loves to build ship models. He enjoys teaching, enjoys making sure that the product is commercialized. A very wide range of interests and accomplishments. Welcome. I also have Dr. Irkai Namli. He's again an associate professor at NIFTEM and the NIFTEM Tanjavur. Yeah. So we have representation on this here. And he was awarded the Jawaharlal Nehru Award for Outstanding PhD thesis in the field of agricultural engineering, prestigious national award by ICAR in 2016. He started his career with SRM University and has then moved on to Gandhigram Rural Institute in Dindigul. Presently, he's now after post that he's been working continuously at NIFTEM Tanjavur. He's developed 5 machines, out of which 4 are patented and more than 40 research publications. So he's also the recipient of Young Scientist Award and Best Researcher Award by BD Good Organization in March 2014. So we move on to the discussion. Keep it crisp. So the topic is advanced technologies for facilitating decision making during supply chain management in agriculture. Maybe just to kick off the discussion, I'd like to give a few factors which will help understand what kind of complexity and scale this entails. Right? So in the US, which we can take as representative of the West, there are broadly about 2 million farms and there are 40,000 grocery stores. And the average size of a farm is about 440 acres. If you compare to India versus a 2 million, you have 140 million farms with the average size of a farm of 2 acres and more than 1.2 crore stores through which the product gets delivered to the 140 crore population. And we know the amount of different varieties of products which get consumed. Literally every pin code to pin code, the food varieties consumed differs. Now, why is this important? Because all of this requires planning, both from a growing point of view, stocking at different places in the supply chain. Literally 6 to 12 years are there before the product actually reaches the end consumer. And in some of the cases, all these handovers happen within 24 hours in case of fresh, etc. So you can imagine the speed, the scale, the complexity, and the number of different touch points involved in the supply chain to get the products to the consumer at the lowest possible cost. So there, I think there is a lot of need for, one may appreciate there is a lot of need for how technology could be applied to facilitate decision making, which can improve the effectiveness, efficiency, and also viability for the different players in the value chain. So we have a fairly diverse panel. I have a few questions, and I would request the panelists to improvise and add to that also. Dr. Rahul Kataria is here. I think since he was a speaker, I am just thinking the invitation. So how the first question I'll start with maybe. There was a lot of discussion earlier also on NI predictive analytics, etc. How do we think we can use, what are the direct applications of predictive analytics and machine learning to improve and also mitigate the potential disruptions in the supply chain?
Good afternoon to all. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. NIFTEM Kundli for providing me this opportunity. So, he was my senior in NCRC, very good mentor during my early days of service. He was very helpful, much supportive. So, I used to recall all those days after coming here. So, coming to the point, so this IoT and AI can have a much more support to the supply chain. I will take 2 examples which I have experience on these cases. One is the place where I belong, PUSA, from Tamil Nadu, Madurai. That is known for a particular flour. That is not like a flour used for decorating what we see in the TV, glandulars, etc. That flour, jasmine, people of South India, especially Tamil Nadu, Kerala, the ladies and girls, they are fond of wearing flowers in their hairs. puja, temples and puja work, they need the flower. The jasmine especially, it can hold only, we can have the flower, we have to use it within 8 to 10 hours after harvesting. It has to reach to the consumer within 8 to 10 hours, otherwise whatever means, if we try to control its shelf life, but it withers very fast. So 12 years back, the issue was there, the exporters from the region, they approached the universities and they were part of some technical team. So 13 years back, we have supported with the data loggers and other things. So what they do, they export the graphene in the evening, 4 to 5, they used to pack it and they used to send it to Middle East countries and other countries through air cargo system. But somehow they miss the connected cargo shipments. So once they miss it within 4 or 5 hours, the whole lot will become waste. So we have given some data logging system, so we can get the feedback data where it gets delayed. If it is getting delayed in the connecting shipments, then we can track it. Then at least the shipment people are the buyer or seller, they can track what has happened during the whole transit. But now with the problem with that system, only we can track what was the problem during the shipment. But now with the help of IoT and AI, we can continuously track like a real-time tracking. So where it is starting from seller to buyer and the transporter, all they can track continuously within this 5-6 hours. They can effectively track it, cloud-based IoT devices, which is attached with the reefer boxes. So immediately we can track. That is one idea. Then another one about mango pulp, fresh mango. The people from Singapore, Malaysia, the Middle East, they used to get the mango different ripening stage. The people of USA and the Middle European countries, they prefer some stage of mangoes, and the people in the USA and Canada, they prefer a different stage of ripening mango. So the exporters from our Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, especially the Alfonso mango, they pack the mango in such a way that when it reaches to the consumer, fresh mango, it will be in the edible condition. So they sort it. In the beginning itself, they sort the mango before packing, which the mango which may get the ripening edible stage at 4 days, after 4 days, or after 5 days, or after 2 days. So accordingly, they sort the mango. So one of my research was to sort the mango based on its ripening using this IoT. So the mango can be graded into different grades based on its ripeness, not based on its size. So the mango which will reach to the edible stage of 2 days, that can be shipped to nearby places like Singapore and Malaysia. The mango which can reach after 1 week ripening stage, that can be sent to European country like that. Then this problem was raised by the mango exporters, and we to address them, we were working, and I have the machine that was developed around 10 years back. Now similarly, there are much more areas there to address, to apply this IoT and AI. So with this, I conclude. So there are much more scope is there to use this IoT and AI in the supply chain as well as in the process. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Napi. So very interesting. From flowers to even flowers, you are able to apply AI actually. So I think traceability and accountability, like how we said, but how as a system blockchain can actually help in traceability and accountability, so that people can track the environmental impact. Once it's tracked, they can start making improvements on top of it.
Similar deep topics, a few sentences I try my best to give you this. Blockchain is now about 12 years into the market and usage and understanding. Yet still people struggle to get the depth of it. In a simple language to say, earlier when businessmen kept accounts, there was a money and there's a big businessman who was employed in and doing some transaction. So when you write, the income of this person, so much money given to this person, etc., etc. It was single entry accounting. He could cheat, he could make his money, but he was always afraid of the master, so he kept that. But hence that business was never scalable. 300 years ago, the East India Company was formed, the joint stock company was formed. Part of the innovation called double entry accounting. You write accounts in two places. That's why you create a balance sheet. If it doesn't balance, you know the flow is being cheated somewhere. But there were smart people even in India who knew how to cheat on both sides. Satyam, for example. Okay, so double entry accounting also did not solve the problem. Now just imagine a situation when you had 100 plus records of it, written the same thing. So you can't cheat now. You can't go find out, especially 100 places where you don't know what is written. That's what a blockchain enables. We call it a distributed ledger technology. Satoshi Nakamoto developed this. And hence, the way we transact is going to change. When we write something onto a blockchain, I don't know where it gets recorded. I don't know how many copies of it are there. I want to change, I can't change it. So if something originates from a blockchain, I can trust it. Okay, that's the core understanding that we require. Now what we're really looking at is human interaction. Human interaction and market forces, as we say. Generally, people tend to think of it as supply and demand. Right? That's really on the surface. It's not supply and demand, it's greed and fear. Markets operate because of greed and fear. That's where the beauty is going to start happening. But once I don't need to know that person in the electronic and digital technology come to the stage where I can just look at the reputation of the driver and decide, do I want to go in this Uber or Ola? Do I want to eat food in this restaurant or not? That mechanism is there, which can't be tampered. You won't be able to pay somebody to do a food delivery. These things, when it comes into supply chain, which people are working on and will definitely come, is when the magic starts happening. But also, I would say blockchain has enabled something else. One more minute on that part, please. Money is getting programmable. That's a new thing. India is at the forefront of this work. We call it CBDCs, digital currency. Central bank's digital currency. I can pay you that money, and you can use it only to buy fertilizers. This is a current experiment happening. You cannot use it for anything else. I give money to the farmer. He can use it only for his child's education. I can use some money, he can use it only for healthcare. Why am I seeing the beauty happening and where do I see the future heading? Because it's simple. The problem today we all face is I'm willing to pay more money for my tomato or apple or any vegetable, but it doesn't reach the farmer. Right? That's the problem I'm faced with. But imagine a situation with the QR code, I scan it, there's an escrow mechanism behind that, X percentage goes to the farmer, price minus X goes to the retailer, and whatever else to the transporter. The technology for creating this absolutely exists today in India. The integration is going to happen. People are already working on this. More money can reach to the farmer. He will not spray unnecessary pesticides, he will not do wrong practices or whatever else. The real change that blockchain and these allied technologies will really bring, when the nature of money changes and he gets money, he doesn't have to be shortcut. He will live a respectable life, he will practice good things. I believe India is at the forefront of this. Besides learning all the subjects that you are learning, please learn these things.
Thank you, sir. It was very interesting. Just one follow-up question to that, sir. Typically in other industries, product is definable and it is exists as a package. But if you look at agri, typically I think more than 80% of the produce and grains are still dealt with in loose quantities only. Does that give a challenge from a blockchain implementation point of view?
So that's where the magic begins. It will take a long journey. You should not expect that tomorrow the world is going to be different and everything is going to change.
Something is packaged, which means then it becomes easier.
farmer's produce, let's say he's produced packaged rice, okay, Kala Namak variety. It's a GI rice, high value, coming from a certain region, has certain properties. Packaged and an identity developed on that, and that travels through all of them. Today we are not yet doing it a pack house. What's going to happen is the Indian agriculture industry and rural industry is going to have something called as pack houses. Whatever is being grown will come there, and it's packed, clean, graded, packed, and identified. So that's how when I make a payment, it will go to that person. You know, like I give a tip in the hotel to the waiter who's given me good service, I read this QR code and it says this farmer grew it organically. This farmer is from my village, so I want to help you. This farmer is whatever, automatic, transparent, he doesn't know it. And so the extra 2 rupees or 5 rupees or 10 rupees or 100 rupees, whatever I pay, they go to his account. And I can say he will use it for his daughter's education. He doesn't have a daughter, I'm sorry, he can't use it. Scary thought. It's not so simple, it's not so this one, but it's evolving. Very recently, I think just a week ago, another meeting is worldwide it was accepted. It's called the filter rate. You may find it a little bit, but please do again. It's being envisioned in India by many people.
The targeted interventions and ensuring that there is accountability at every point so that people don't have to send them to cheat or even email to cheat. So there are some interesting thoughts I take away from this blockchain application. I want to Dr. Ramesh perhaps. Sir, you spoke a lot about IIT, IoT, discussion itself. From energy, because the topic is also around the climate change. From an energy consumption point of view, how do you, I'm sure there are ways in IoT, how does it estimate how much energy is being consumed, monitor and also actively intervene to reduce the energy?
The energy footprint, one is about monitoring, tracking, and reducing, but other option would be to shrink it, just use as less energy as possible. One of them in the supply chain, you see we have the first mile and last mile. First mile is the production part of it. Last mile is the distribution and where it reaches the consumer. If we can reduce the consumption at the source itself, as you mentioned, the production of food at the source, which was saying farm to fork instead of farm next to fork. You have to very good. You can shrink the distance completely. There is more of that happening on the IoT side, which can enable actually. For example, in Organizing, they have a project called Tomatoes, where they are growing several tons of tomatoes, we discussed, automatically growing. But they are all several $1 billion, very, very costly, very power consuming. So if we can look at, as Indians, when we can launch satellites at the cost which countries used to make movies, why can't we do that here? We are known for doing frugal engineering, low-cost engineering. If we can try to use IoT to solve problems specific to us, I'm sure we're going to have a lot of energy saving. In fact, we are going to shrink the supply chain completely. Having said that, this cannot be a solution for all of food. It can be only for vegetables and fruits and short-term thing. So we will also have cereals like rice and wheat, which has to be produced in mass. For that, we can have the last mile connectivity, where we can use predictive analytics to ensure that the quality of the produce is maintained. For example, we have RFID tags now, which comes with temperature sensors. Temperature is a very good marker for the quality of food. If we can use analytics to predict the quality of food for the time it reaches, so that is an area that we can do. Of course, traceability is another thing that we can do using analytics. So these are the points I would like to mention or focus upon. There is a great opportunity for us to solve problems specific to our country, being frugal, being able to solve in terms of being optimal. That's all I have to say.
Very interesting, sir. So, we have to go one step beyond what the West has done. We have to also be frugal about doing it. But also, I think the other point you mentioned is about there is a supply-demand mismatch in terms of where it is grown versus, and probably we may add when it is grown also and where it is consumed. If that can be aligned as close as possible, then naturally it leads to a large reduction in consumption. Yes, information systems point of view, because we see a lot of work happening on mapping the fields, satellite-based information on real-time crop status, etc. How do you think this geographical information system related improvements can be integrated into what the value chains are?
This geographical information system, GIS, can be integrated with several other modules, like we can track the transportation system, we can integrate it with the inventory management system, we can integrate it with the enterprise system, we can integrate with the spatial data and historical the sales data and all. With that, what happens is we can able to predict what is going to happen as far as the weather is concerned, or whether as far as the inventory management is concerned. And we can, before anything disruption takes place, we can suggest certain rectifying measures, or we can schedule certain activities very in advance, so that those measures can be taken, and you can see the supply chain is really very valid one, and it won't be under losses. Earlier days we did not have much data. Data was the cause of concern, but nowadays we have got enormous data, massive quantities of data available in the internet and the like. Thanks to the machine learning, thanks to artificial intelligence, thanks to the advanced data analytics, we could be able to now realize how the data can be used and used for decision making. In case of what used to happen earlier, because of data was not available, this supply chain was just a hub of some of the activities. But now we have to develop the innovative business models, or innovative businesses to that can help in reducing threats or reducing disruptions, reducing delays in supply chain. With the satellite data, imagery, radar system, and some of the remote sensing tools, and integrating it with the sensors like IoT sensors, or with the sensors, IoT, GPS sensors, and all, we can able to track the transportation systems. We can, on the fly, we can change the routes, or we can inform the change the routes, or on the fly, we can tell them that their particular warehouse is available, where data can be, where they can store the various commodities and avoid disruptions or delays. From there only the distribution can happen, rather than bring it to the industry or something. In addition to that, you can also, GIS can be integrated with the enterprise systems. With that, it is possible to visualize where is the supply chain, right from the point of supply of the raw materials till it reaches the consumers. We can trace the flow of materials. It is also possible to integrate the GIS with the inventory management systems, and we can know at various places of distribution point or from supply point where what is the inventory, and we can supply well in advance the necessary materials or feedstocks for the processing and all. We can also integrate this GIS with spatial data, historical sales data, and we can also forecast the demands and the like. What I will tell you is the threat intelligence is one of the important areas where the food sector is a little bit suffering, in the sense that threat intelligent people, or experts, that threat intelligence needs to be groomed, so that they are not only, nowadays we get, there is a rain, it is going to be rainfall, it is going to be dust, it is going to be some hurricane, it is going to be storm, but how to utilize this data? After all, the data is available, but well in advance data is available, but how to utilize this data and reduce the threats and disruptions, delays due to the weather, because the disruptions occurs either due to human or due to the weather conditions. So weather conditions, whatever disruption that takes place, can be controlled to some extent by analyzing the data, developing threat intelligence systems, and the likes. That's what I wish to tell you. And thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. I think what you are saying is something. Now there is a perhaps equivalent for agri decision making in some way where we can interact with all of
Similar
these.
thing can be applied in supply chain.
Yes, I think we're running short of time. Probably one more question and then I leave this open. See, supply chain is about effectiveness, cost efficiencies, viability for everybody, but it is also about resilience because there is a lot of the adverse events which have been happening more frequently now, whether it is floods or pestilence or other geographical disputes causing disruption in routes, etc. So, this resilience becomes extremely important. How can so decision making has to be much more dynamic. Any closing thoughts on how this can be built in or this can be facilitated using AI?
So people studying and working deeply on supply chain would understand this what's called the bullwhip effect. Between the producer and consumer, there are multiple effects. 2, 3, 4, 6, sometimes 10 models. What really happens is the behavior of each person affects the end price, either for the farmer or for the consumer. Both ways. Understanding how they behave and what constraints they behave is something that one needs to model. I was mentioning my last time saying really markets work out of greed and fear. आज लगता है कि 200 रुपए का टमाटर चल रहा है, मैं कुछ बेच दूं तो करोड़ रुपए कमा लूंगा आज. That's greed. आज 200 चल रहा है, हाथ जल जाएगा, नहीं लेना है. That's fear. At any given price point, be 10 rupees, be 100 rupees. There is greed, there is fear. How? So we already started using AI and ML, mapping human language. Most of you would have tried with ChatGPT. We know what he's going to say next. एक शब्द आ गया तो उसका next शब्द क्या रहेगा we predict it. AI and ML will be used to predict behavior of these intermediaries. Now technically we should not speak of these intermediaries being eliminated away. They will never add value. But when AI and ML is used to understanding data, I mean precisely Procter & Gamble brought in and documented this bullwhip effect for baby diapers business of its nearly 100 years ago. So all these established large companies know and survive and thrive and build on this data to solve the bullwhip effect problem. In the bullwhip effect problem, how you deploy AI to understand behaviors, you will get your business. Nobody says it will always be stable. The nature of market is always to go up and down. Somebody is saying they're going to keep it stable, they're fooling themselves. Nobody's interested in that. Stay in market. But how much it will go up, how much it will go down, that's something that the insiders know. Now, system will.
Thank you. Dr. Rahul, please. I agree with what you are saying. Food technology and agriculture, these are the fields which were just adapted the AI approaches, AI technologies. For example, if you are talking about the how the supply of particular product, for example, drone technology is coming. Food is now delivering in certain places of India as well as in the US. The PUSA delivery is there. Even smart self-aware robots are there. Now they are replacing the humans. So, for example, the robots they are detecting the disease in plants. In the soil, they are detecting the what type of pH is there, moisture is there, and farmers are now getting smart decisions from the AI devices. So, in the earliest years, the farmers are not aware of what type of seeds I put into the field, because my soil is black or a sandy or whatever type of quality is there. But now the machines are detecting, analyzing the soil quality, and after that they are getting the results from the machines, even if I'm saying from the AI, they are getting the results, and on the basis of the results, farmers are taking decisions and they are getting the good amount of money from that. So what I'm trying to say that now we are competitive of the AI and lots of distance we have to cover in the field of the agriculture and food technology. Yes, thank you. Thank you. So I hope everybody got a fair, introduction into what blockchain is, IoT is, AI is, GIS is, the elements of the supply chain, with the context of sustainable supply chain. So, hope this encourages many people to follow this further and do further work as well. I would like to thank the panelists for very crisp and engaging discussion, and also the organizers for the opportunity to have this panel happen. Thank you very much.
Please be seated for a moment. And thank you very much. I think it was very interesting discussion that was going on. Because now in agriculture-based country where supply chain is improving day by day with improved infrastructure, road infrastructure, trade infrastructure. Now there is a emergent need that instead of taking manual decisions, we need to take the help of the advanced technologies. And because the volume that is under the supply chain at present is not easy to control. So we need decision-taking capabilities using AI and IoT and other advanced technologies. So it was very nice discussion that was going on, sir. Thank you. I know that time is very short, but we thank all our speakers and the panelists who have participated in this program. For further proceeding, I would like Dr. Neeraj to go. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Notwithstanding between the lunch, and I just quickly would like to invite Professor Anupma Singh, Dean Faculty Affairs, for the felicitation ceremony. And I would also request Dr. Kulkarni sir to kindly join us on the stage for the ceremony. Dr. R.P. Patil sir, please join us on the felicitation ceremony. This ceremony also includes the presents for the results of poster presentation that we had today and tomorrow. So the award ceremony will go along during this part. So we request Dr. Ramesh Kasoor, Professor, Department of Computer Science, IIIT Bangalore, to kindly join us. Please put your hands together in the I request Dr. Rahul Kataria to be part on the stage. I would request Mr. Vignesh to kindly join us, and requesting the senior people to felicitate Mr. Vignesh from Bekul. Requesting Mr. Jagdish to kindly join us. Dr. Nabi, please. I would request Dr. Prasanna Kumar. So now it's time to come to the award ceremony for the poster presentations. I would like to invite for Third place, Vasthala V from IRI. I would request Dr. Veem to kindly join us for this presentation ceremony. And I would also request Professor Sunil Parikh for coming to the stage for this award ceremony. For the second prize, we have Ms. Navjot Kaur from CIFET. Please put your hands together for the first award. Mrs. Charu Agnihotri from NIFTEM. I would request the reporters of the session to kindly join us on stage. I would request reporters of this session to kindly join us on stage. Nima sir, we also have a group photograph. Kindly stay back for a group photograph altogether. I request all the panelists, moderators and our session speakers and please for a group photograph.
ठीक है सर, ठीक हो।
Before we break for lunch, I would request Professor Anupma Singh, Dean Faculty Affairs, NIFTEM, for closing remarks, followed by national anthem. Anupma ma'am, please for closing remarks.
Participants and students, very good afternoon to one and all present here. As we draw close this 2 days national conference, I am on behalf of NIFTEM fraternity want to extend my deepest gratitude to all of you for your active participation, insightful contribution. Past 1.5 days, we have immersed ourselves into thought-provoking discussions, explored solutions. I think that will undoubtedly provide meaningful solutions. The theme of the conference that has been thoroughly covered through panel discussions, highlighting both the challenges that we face and the immense opportunities that lie ahead. As we heard from many of our speakers, panelists, the key messages emerging from the sessions, I am going to sum up very quickly. The conference was structured under 5 themes and there were total 10 lead talks, 5 panel discussions and 1 poster session. The key messages emerging from the session are: the session 1 covered climate change and food sector, including correlations. Highlights of the session are: strategies and policies are required for improving livestock production under climate change stress. Non-conventional feeding sources must be explored for sustainable growth of the livestock. A robust system is required for greenhouse gas mapping. new climate resilience fish species can be developed. Second session focused on climate resilient supply chain management of perishables, and highlights of this session are the horticultural crops grown for processing should have the qualities required for processing. Water utilization, reducing carbon and water footprints, and energy management, efficient energy management has to be given due importance while establishing processing plants and supply chain for perishables. Temperature control, cross-contamination, odor contamination, good hygienic practices and good manufacturing practices need to be considered during processing, value addition and supply chain of perishables. Session 3, this covered on energy efficient storage and cold chain systems. And recommendation of this session are as adoption of proper harvesting, cooling and use of water are the key areas to mitigate the climate change. There is a need to adopt cooling practices at farm level, recycling of water, rainwater harvesting, energy audits, use of alternative energy sources, solar panel for car, van, water heating and other machines. Cold storage facilities at farm gates are the only solution to minimize the environmental threats. And the third one, design, automation, scalability is the key parameter for the adoption of energy efficient machines. Session 4 was on adapting food processing machinery to a changing climate. The highlights were the food industry should be compensated for the losses due to climate change similar to farmers. Productive strategic adoption measures must be taken in a changing climate. Energy efficient technologies, renewable energy integration, water conservation technologies, waste reduction and valorization, smart automation in data analytics, climate resilient infrastructure is needed. And circular economy models need to be explored to prioritize resource efficiency and waste reduction throughout the production process. The last session covered, there are 3 more. Efficient processing lines should be built up to avoid food grain wastage, supported by a strong integrated drive system. And incentives by the government for adopting sustainable practices and technologies, incentivizing the digitalization, fostering industry academia partnership, need for awareness, food grade stainless steel, strict vigilance so that best practices are followed. Strict regulations for assessment of greenhouse gas emissions of different process products need to be framed. The last session covered advanced technologies for facilitating decision making during supply chain management, and AI technology can be leveraged for efficient supply chain. So with this recommendation, I am pretty sure that these recommendations would be crucial steps toward achieving the conference agenda. I know everybody is starving, so before we all head out, so I would like to extend my sincere thanks to our all keynote speakers, panelists whose expertise and thought-provoking insights have been invaluable. Special thanks goes to our Secretary Madam and Director Sir. We are grateful for their support in the conference and also the future. I also want to acknowledge the incredible efforts of our organizing committee and volunteers, especially our students. And in the closing, I want to express my deepest heartfelt gratitude to one and all who contributed to this conference. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for a comprehensive information for the deliberations we had. Now, before just concluding, I would request all the organizing members for this effect program to join us on stage for a quick group photograph before we conclude the session. All the organizers and reporters who are present here, Team NIFTEM, I request all of us to please here, Dr. Team. And I would request everyone to give a big round of applause for the all hard work they have put. Kindly be quick.
अभी जाओ ना तुम लोग, अरे वो अरे आओ जाओ, हाँ बिगेस्ट कम कम ये कल ऑलमोस्ट नहीं पता आपको मिलता हूँ कल चलिए Don't go.
Thank you very much. I would request to settle down on your places quickly and I would also request the house to please rise for the national anthem. I would request the team for playing the national anthem. ठीक है सर आप